what style of grip, what stance, where the elbow is makes it easiest to keep the putter on plane. Oh my God.
Welcome to the sweet spot, Michael. Look at that. So 3 inches out from impact, we were 0.19 open. We had half a degree of closure in that point, and then you had about another third of a degree of closure beyond that. All right, guys, welcome back. So still in the putting studio here. Delighted to be joined for part 2 of our series with Sam. In this part, we want to specifically dive into this particular putter, Sam.
The Broom.
The Broomy.
She's a beauty. We never set out with any intention to make broomsticks.
Yeah.
It was just because of the relationship with Adam Scott that we were
okay.
that we really started prioritizing designs that could accommodate a conventional putter, arm lock, and broom. And then, caught a lucky break. Adam's been out there using it, extolling the virtues of lie angle balancing and broom to all the guys on tour. And even though for whatever reason he's got not a great reputation on the greens, if you look at the stats, they're nuts. He is absolutely, bar none, one of the best putters in the world, period.
Yeah.
The guys on tour really respect him.
Right.
So when they saw that he had switched over to this thing, guys started sniffing around and giving it a look. And then we all know what happened with Lucas, and he got it and started using it. So we've really spent a lot of time working on these, where some of the other companies that offer them, it was because one person was asking for it, so they made it, they threw it together, but there hasn't really been that much development, in this method. So we've been working at it pretty hard. This one in particular is sweet. Mezz Max broomstick version is sweet.
It's a beauty. This seems to make more sense for you guys than anyone else, though. Like if we think about 100%. What we talked about with Mikey and how much sort of he manipulates the face and stuff like that. The whole idea of this thing is just let it swing and let it do it for itself.
Correct.
Right?
And I think that one of the things too is like, the technology makes sense, right? We have a putter that is seeking square to the arc. But like we did see with Mikey, like there's a lot to, particularly if you're a really well-practiced person, there's a lot to shake off to start letting the technology work for yourself. If you were to switch to a broom, you have no preconceived notions of how this is supposed to work. You have no ideas of, or what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to feel. And so it's almost an easier transition into, letting lie angle balance technology actually work for you than going from a Newport to a Link or a Spider to a DF3 or something like that.
My first question, like standing over the ball, just rolling a couple to get comfortable with it, was like, what do I do here? And you're like, don't worry about it. Just roll the putt. And to me, it's like, to use a standard length putter, I'm gonna do what I want to do. This, it's like just swing and let the magic happen. I think that's probably earlier. I wasn't trusting the technology, so excited to see the numbers on this thing.
Yeah.
Love it. I want to see you roll. I'm more excited with this than maybe any video in a long time, just because.
You're dying for this to be in my bag?
No, I think this is going to be meaningful for you, and especially in the context of this series we're doing in exposing what value lie angle balance putters have. And the way we saw the video with you on the previous one, where you were fighting it. You wanted to sort of still put your input in on the putter against the torque values of a putter that you're used to. You were trying to still impart that force into the handle. You couldn't quite let it go.
No.
That you've no choice with this one. It's too big.
Yeah.
You're not strong enough, Michael, to manipulate this thing.
All right.
You've not got it in the locker.
Once he gets going, he's unbelievable.
All right, let's see you roll a couple.
Yep. The broom's historically been viewed as a crutch. It's been viewed as something for somebody who doesn't putt
last
well.
chance saloon.
Yeah. I love how normalized it's become.
I know.
Because now what we're starting to see is customers who are good putters checking it out. A lot of good putters are good putters because of skills that have nothing to do with keeping a putter face square. They're good at reading greens. They're good at judging speed. They're good at making decisions as to.
That's a great point.
It's
much more of what it is. That's the skill set.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so to get those guys trying this thing out without the stigma of it being a crutch or an answer to an issue that you're having, it's been really fun, and the results are nuts. I mean, people putt unbelievably well.
You said earlier, you've seen guys that are just kind of still a little bit bent in the elbow, but obviously it's not anchored. You've got straight down. Even some guys that are well ahead of the putter. There's no real right or wrong.
Absolutely not. I mean, the only real decision. I mean, you just got to make decisions on what's comfortable and what works, right? Like it's really.
There's a bit of trial and error with this, isn't
For
there?
sure, but it's not crazy trial and error. That you back into it the same way we were talking about with the conventional putters. What style of grip, what stance, where the elbow is makes it easiest to keep the putter on plane. And usually it's pretty obvious. How do we do here?
Like, I mean, we've got somebody in Mikey that earlier his hands wanted to sort of dip low and inward, right? Creating that 6-7 degree into-out path.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the sweet spot, Michael. Look at that. So 3 inches out from impact, we were 0.19 open. We had half a degree of closure in that point, and then you had about another third of a degree of closure beyond that.
And when we saw a couple of those where he was uber square with the conventional putters, relative to the lie, we don't want it that square. Relative to an almost 80-degree lie, we do want it that square.
I want Dr. Paul to confirm.
Paul, you better start watching.
Dr. Paul can confirm. I mean, if he was to put some values on face and rate of rotation and path, that would be pretty much ideal. That would be pretty much perfect. You've hit it a little bit in the toe.
Shocker.
But again, like a putter like this with as much sort of stability as this has.
Oh, totally. And the mass. I mean, the amount of weight behind that putter face, like you're a quarter inch off the center, you're not going to...
It's like a wave hitting a cruise ship. It's
a wave hitting a cruise ship.
That's a great analogy. I like that. Loop that one.
I think you forced that one a little bit.
I forced that one.
Yeah.
Tell you one thing I like about it is, okay, obviously it's different. It's proved to me that like you can't do your own putting stroke. You can't
make it feel like a putting stroke. No, it's a different thing. It's ball rolling. It's not.
Which is nice. I'm a fan of a heavy putter. Like even my blade is super heavy. So the fact that I'm trying something new and it's heavy right out of the gates to me is like a win-win.
Right.
It's different for sure. I'm not.
Well, you're fighting one battle right now. So your path is perfect, right? 0.2 there. Your face angle is really, really, the rotation is ideal and optimal. You just have to not force the thing to, you don't have to make the thing close.
I know this sounds obvious and cliche and whatever, but just roll the ball. Don't think about a putting stroke. Don't think about anything.
That's a stupid thing to do.
No, your right hand is so precise. It knows what to do. It really, really does. You might try what we're calling the cigar. Like so.
Like that?
Yeah. Kind of same.
You like a little cigar?
Same palming. How's that? If you take a practice stroke, then tell me how that feels. All you need to do is suspend the lie.
Think about it for a second, right? When you've taken basically path out of the equation, we're talking about being under 1 degree of path, and then the face rotation is 5 degrees or under. Why would you want to have control of the face on a putter that's lie angle balanced?
Yeah.
Let's let it go.
I think that was pretty decent.
It was a nicer roll. A fraction left with the face. A fraction. Okay. Did it feel like you hit it in the toe?
Sounded like it did.
Maybe.
Okay, focus a little bit more. Even in position, Mikey, like try and position the ball marginally into the heel. There you go. Much more there. That's good.
That better be good.
I was going to say, that looked like a fantastic roll.
Really good roll.
Face angle was perfect. Okay, so there's the unicorn. The perfect strike and the ideal face angle. I mean, if you can get a little feel for that, it's
whatever that last
so
putt was.
Good.
Like I feel like because you made it. But
So, like,
it felt very good.
Real talk. You got the balls to go out there and pull out a broom out of your bag on the first tee?
Nah.
I think he's
Listen, I used
ballsy
the
enough.
hot pink driver shaft on the first tee of my club. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
the boys can give me all the pelters they want as long as I take the money. I don't care.
Exactly. Like, and with broom, God, people are making so many putts with those things. It's just like the DF was. Like when that first thing came out, you pull it out of your bag on the first hole, everybody's laughing at you.
Yeah,
They're a little
yeah,
quieter after 3 holes. They're not saying a word after 6, and at 9 they're checking out the website. And, it's the same.
Link in bio.
Yeah.
But look at that.
That's so good.
Like half a degree open to half a degree closed within that space.
And that was the cigar grip.
That's perfect. Like you're zeroing out your path every single time. Think of the people that have been out there and struggling with path and, fighting loopy strokes and stuff like that.
Like
Why would you use anything else?
Customer had it Thursday morning, the one you and I both know. Like he struggles with, I mean, he might as well putt upside down at this point. And you gave him this, and he's really a believer in this whole side saddling thing, so I'll let him run with it, and he'll watch this video. But the minute you see him stand on top of it, and it's just like he's not thinking about anything, which that's what he needs. He needs something that he can just go away with.
A lot of times, there's so much absolutely fictitious stigma around brooms, and like people have these ideas because they want to effectively talk people out of it.
Yeah.
The one stigma that's hilarious to me is speed. People are like, well, it's just not very good for speed and lag putters.
Right.
That is the first thing I see improve.
I have
Every
talked to
single time
someone.
is the first thing I see improve is people's lag putting is unbelievable with that. Because you're using gravity to control your speed.
Great friend of ours yesterday said that to me. He was a broomstick putter for a long, long time. He said he was phenomenal with his long putting.
Yeah.
He said he was great.
Adam's been the best long putter on tour for 10 years.
Yeah.
And all the equipment that he's been changing, the putter stayed true in his bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys had more sets of irons than you.
So saying a lot.
He
Mike.
apparently arrived at Pebble with, I think, 8 different sets of irons. Jeez. And granted, that's not like him reaching out. All these companies see that he's testing, so they're all sending him everything. But
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
that was a really good stroke.
That was like dead off the. That was the ball inside.
That's what the sticker.
Inside the
That's
cylinder.
the part I'm looking at. Just when you make a good good contact, that's what it looks like.
I also find it very interesting that was that toe contact? Or was that good?
That was marginal heel, slight closing.
It's interesting, if anything, you're going more upright through impact. Increasing lie versus with the conventional one, you were dropping it down so much.
What do you see in terms of if you have players that obviously if they use the broom handle and they deliver a little more dynamic loft, would you be inclined to mill the loft onto the putter for a tour player? I know it's a very different.
For a tour player, yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
in 5 years, I've had maybe 3 requests for different loft configurations, and on broom now. I mean, Adam was our guinea pig on all this. So we built the specs and built the onset, built the head weight, built the loft, all that stuff around what was optimal for him. Similarly to the arc of the stroke being so much shallower because of the lie.
Right.
The vertical arc is also going to be shallower because of the length.
Right.
The axis point from where that's swinging is, much flatter versus, going up like that on a conventional putter. And so I think mostly what we're seeing is that consequently loft is just less impactful.
Right.
And nothing more than a 1/4 inch ball position adjustment is going to get you where you need to go if you're struggling one direction or another.
Talked to the smart boys over at Ping, and they said about sort of the value of launch angle and people going for this holy grail of 1.5 degrees of launch. They said they've absolutely found nothing in testing to say that if you launch it at 0, 1.5, or 3 degrees of launch, that it makes anyone more likely to hole more putts.
No, the only thing that matters is if you do it the same way every time.
Yeah.
That's what's going to give you your thing. But I've played with some good players that I don't put a tight roll on the ball.
Yeah.
But they put the same roll on the ball every single time.
All right, wrap this up.
Listen, we're over here talking. He's over there putting. That's when he's enjoying it.
The cigar.
That's the one.
That's the one. Cigar, elbow to the line.
The minute you said cigar, Sam, you had him.
I don't even smoke cigars. I have the odd one throughout the golf season.
That's just right in your wheelhouse, isn't it? Little scotch and a cigar.
Once in a while.
Sam, with the broomstick, you've got the Acra shaft in there. I know you offer and do a lot with the TPT shaft in there. Why did you guys feel it important to have shaft options in the first place, but specifically seek out, a composite option?
Yeah, our interest in aftermarket shafts started really early, just because when we were making the DF and balancing them with combinations of tungsten and sand, there was like a big hollow piece behind the face, and we were, as much as anything, just wanted a different feel. The feel wasn't great.
Right.
So that was when we started playing with them and started testing them and stuff like that. We realized that there was a lot of merit to all these options. Stiffer is better. Plenty of data to support it.
Agreed.
The trick was figuring out how to get something real stiff that still feels good. It doesn't feel like a 2x4 or an L.B and gross.
The hard part, isn't it?
And they're all these companies are doing such a good job at it. Acra's been great to us in the past. We've worked with them on a design that is affordable, and so people can kind of experience some of these aftermarket things without totally breaking the bank.
Yeah.
And then TPT, we've been working with them for a year and a half, and this stuff is insane.
I was going to say,
you but it's
big fan of this.
Huge fan of it, especially for the broom,
right?
Because this is the stiffest that we offer, and when you get a shaft that long, with that much weight at the end of it, when you're hitting a 50-foot putt, like absolutely that shaft is going to flex and recover.
Absolutely.
And so the more we can eliminate that, the better. These guys have, just done out of this world job on creating a broom shaft.
The minute Dr. Paul Horain said to me that he couldn't have his test robot replicate the same strike twice with a steel shaft, I knew it was, in my mind, it was done. Yeah. Like at that point, if you can make the absolute identical stroke on a test robot, and you still can't deliver the face back to the same place because of the influence the shaft has in deflection, I knew that in my own mind, I was done with steel shafts and putters. Yeah,
absolutely. And especially on the brooms. The only alternative, I mean, there were so few of them made that none of the shaft companies really put any attention to it.
Right.
But the ski pole shaft that was that was the stock standard for arm locks and broomstick stuff. I mean, it's worthless.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute noodle.
A big hefty, just heavy big noodle. That's exactly what it was. Well, this has been pretty cool to see, and guys, hopefully, I'm not sure if there's that many videos out there on the broomstick putter. I haven't seen many of them. Again, a lot of you will be seeing this for the very first time, thinking, wow, is this really a viable direction to go?
It is, and like I was saying, not just if you're struggling.
Yeah.
Like try it if you're a good putter.
Totally.
Like you might find you're an even better putter with less to think about, with less depth of arc. You don't ball position. All these things become less consequential when you have that little face rotation and that little depth to your arc.
Right.
Now the talents that you have as a good putter, i.e., green reading and decision making and all of that, might really shine.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Guys, I think there's a ton of nuggets in here. You might actually have to watch this one a couple of times to get them all out. There's nowhere on the golf course that we're going to make up more strokes than on the greens. We know that. It's their opportunity to bring your score down, the absolute most. Spend your time getting fit for the putter. Don't overlook it. Don't think it's a process that is one and done. When you find a putter that you like the look and feel of, it drives me bonkers when I see that, people walk in and go, well, putting's just about look and feel anyway. I would love to play that guy for money. Right. That's all I'd say to that. So, guys, hopefully there's something, again, that you can take from this. Lie angle balance putters are something truly, truly unique in our industry. The only company doing it.
Correct.
Right? So, get out there and try it for yourself. Let yourself be the judge of it. It's in plenty of stores. We have them in all of our Club Champion stores. It's very widespread now. It's no longer the best kept secret in golf as it was 5 years ago. It's out there now. So wherever you guys seek it, go on the website, go on most, even big box retailers, you'll find it everywhere now.
Sure.
Love it. Okay. Guys, really enjoyed this. Mikey's got himself a new putt. I know that for a fact. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.